In this video, I'm going to be talking through grade 10 algebra. So we're going to be doing factorising, and in particular, we're going to do examples of the difference between two squares or the difference of two squares. So this often you'll have it referred to as dots. And it's one of the things you need to keep in mind. So remember, when we factorise, they're just going to say factorise this. They're not going to tell you how to factorise it. So you need to keep these methods in mind. So we can do take out a common factor. We can do grouping. And then the other thing we can do is we can also do dots. So difference of two squares. So if we have dots, so here we can see I've got a square number and a square number. So let's just label that. So a square number and a square number. And I've got the difference. So take away the difference. Okay. If I have two square numbers like this and I have the difference between them, they always can be factorized in the following form. So we always end up with two brackets. Okay, you can think two numbers, two brackets. And what we do is we put a plus in one, a minus in the other. Doesn't matter which order. And how we write it then is how we factorize this is we always take the square root of the first term. So let's just get a different color. So we're just going to say square root of that. So if I square root a squared, it's just going to leave me with a. I put that in the front of both of them. Then I take the square root of the second number. Again, that's just going to leave me with b. And that is how you always do the factorization of dots, so difference of two squares. So we've only got two examples here because it is pretty straightforward, this one. But you just have to remember this format, otherwise you're pretty lost. So let's look at another example. Here we've got 25a squared minus 16a squared b squared. Again, the question would be factorize those. So you would have to check, okay, do I have any common factors? So this one, we do actually have a common factor of a squared. So let's take that out first. So that's why it's a good thing to always just check these. So common factors, let me see if I can take that out. And then we could work this out then, factorize it with dots. For the sake of this example, I'm just going to leave it in. We can take out, doesn't make a difference. Okay, so let's say we didn't have a common factor. Next, we would check dots. Okay, so here I do have two square numbers. So immediately I'm going to write two brackets with a plus and then a minus. Doesn't matter which order. The square root of this first bracket is, the square root of 25 is 5. The square root of a squared is just a. And so we're going to put that in the front of both. And then the second term, square root of 16 is 4. Square root of a squared is a. Square root of b squared is b. So I'm going to put that in both. Okay, and that is as far as we could go. You can see then we do actually still have a in each of these. So we could then take out a common factor of a. So then in this case, we would have the first term, 5 minus 4b. The second term, we would take out a as well. So 5 plus 4b. And if we multiply those a's, we can actually see we get that a squared and then the two brackets. Okay, so you can see if we took out the common factor like I originally said, if we took that common factor out, a squared, we would have been left with the same answer that we get here. So 5 minus 4b, 5 plus 4b. Okay, so you can see whether you take out the common factor first or you take it out second, we end up with the same answer. So here, a squared brackets and then a squared brackets. Okay, so just something to keep in mind because some people would have seen it straight away and taken out the common factor. Other people would have only realized it at the end. Yeah, just to show it's the same. You get the same answer either way. And then one more question that we're going to try. So we've got 1 minus 9a squared b squared. So if they said factorize this, you can obviously check, do I have common factors? I don't have common factors. Next thing you always should think about is, do I have dots? So here, 1 is a square number and this is all square numbers. So I can factorize this with dots. So remember, it's always two brackets, plus and a minus, the square root of 1. So if I go square root of 1, I just get 1. And the square root of the second term, the square root of 9 is 3. Square root of a squared is just a. Square root of b squared is just b. Okay, and that is essentially all there is to factorizing with the difference of two squares. If you have any questions, anything you want me to work through, please let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.